A wise guy once told me money is a measure of f***s given, because if people don't give a f*** about whatever it is you're doing, they won't give you any money. Unfortunately, I can't help you make money in real life, but what I can do is give you easy tips and tricks to get you $100,000 cash in Red Dead Online faster than it takes for you to run into a cheater in any given lobby. And let me tell you, that's pretty fast, because at least on PC, you can't do more than 5 long-distance trader deliveries in this game without getting attacked by some aimbotting cheater who teleports you around the map like Doctor Strange and then crashes your game. Remember, getting money early in the game is extremely important in Red Dead Online, as you can invest it into making even more money so you can buy all the cool stuff needed to enhance your Wild West experience. In this video, I'll cover the best ways for newcomers to earn money, how to use the collector role to make lots of easy cash, which legendary bounties are the best, and how you can get the most out of the Moonshine role. Before we begin, this is strictly a money-making guide. If you want one for gold, I've already done a separate video on that, which you can watch after this one, but do be aware we may be mentioning gold here in the video at different parts just because of the fact that gold is important to acquire roles so that you can start making more money. Alright, first things first, you need to play the Land of Opportunity story missions. What makes these story missions unique in this game is that there are 2 different paths, one for good honor and one for the other, bad honor, and you can unlock entirely different missions based upon which path you take. This is something you don't see in the single player, where every mission is still going to be available no matter if you're an honorable fighter or a bigger cutthroat than Micah Bell himself. But the reason I'm recommending these missions isn't necessarily the story, although it is really engaging in my opinion. Rather, you should do these missions because of the one-time gold and money bonuses that you get for completing each one. First, I recommend you take the high honor path, then you can go into a town and murder a bunch of civilians to get your honor low and reload to play the low honor missions. It's a lot easier to work downward instead of playing low honor first and then grinding for high honor, but honestly that could work as well as long as you just feed your horse, groom it, things like that. For newcomers, the Land of Opportunity missions are a must play, because by the end you'll have 10 gold bars and a lot of cash, and 10 gold bars is just 5 less than what you need to unlock the bounty hunter role. The remaining 5 gold bars can be acquired for free. All you have to do is set up 2-factor authentication for your Rockstar Social Club account, and you will be rewarded with 10 gold bars. This is a promotional offer that's been active since Red Dead Online launched, and Rockstar has not taken it down yet, at least not to my knowledge. It might take a day or 2 to register on Rockstar's backend with the servers, so don't be disappointed if you don't get your gold bars immediately. Give it a while and the reward will show up on your account. Right now, we're trying to get as much gold as we can to buy our first 2 roles, Bounty Hunter and Collector. Nothing beats Collector if you want to make fast and easy cash, and it costs 15 gold bars, just like the Bounty Hunter, so you will need a total of 15 gold bars for both roles. Already by now, you should have 20 gold bars from the story missions and the Rockstar Social Club promotion. For the remaining 10 gold bars, you can grind the daily challenges as well as the stranger missions or blood money content. Daily challenges are the most reliable way to earn gold in this game, and you get a streak multiplier if you do at least 1 challenge every day for a certain number of days. There are 4 tiers, beginning with a 1.5 times multiplier for a 7-day streak, then 2 times for a 14-day streak, and 2.5 times for a 21-day streak, and finally, at the 28-day mark, you get a 2.5 times a multiplier and a bonus reward of 1 treasure map. There are several types of activities that you can complete as well for daily challenges, ranging from hunting to fishing to crafting, as well as exploration. These encourage you to explore every single aspect of Red Dead Online, unlocking new activities, maps, and challenges in the process. And as you unlock roles, you'll also get role-based challenges. And as you complete these daily challenges, you'll also make progress on awards, which are another way of earning gold. Now that you have all the gold you need, it's time to start making more cash. First, go to Scarlet Meadow Sheriff's Office in Rhodes and talk to Lee Gray about your Bounty Hunter license. You will spend 15 gold bars to acquire this license, but trust me, it's well worth it, as the payout from some of these legendary bounties can be truly massive. Plus, Bounty Hunter is the only role in this game that pays in both gold and cash. This is very important if you want to stockpile gold for unlocking even more roles in the future, and you will need to unlock more roles, especially Moonshiner, because it will earn you loads of money passively as you go around doing other activities like hunting, bounties, collecting, etc. Before we move on to the next point, I want to explain how payouts work in Red Dead Online. While it is true that you get more money and gold the longer a mission takes, it isn't a linear progression like I said earlier. A lot of people have this misconception that you should wait until the last 30 seconds to turn in your bounty, for example, and that's a terrible waste of your time. If you're grinding multiple bounties and trying to get the most cash per hour, waiting till the last few seconds of the timer countdown will actually cost you money in the long term, because you're well past the money earning sweet spot, which is around 10 minutes if you're farming farming cash, and if it's gold, 12 minutes is going to be that sweet spot. Since we're grinding both at this point, let's just stick with the 12-minute timeline for bounty missions. If you go beyond that time interval, you will get additional gold and cash for that mission, but you'll also spend a lot more time earning that extra cash and gold. You will get diminishing returns after the 12-minute mark, so don't wait until the last second to turn in your bounty. Take things at a normal pace and you should be fine, because that's how Rockstar designed these missions. They don't want you to go too fast or too slow. Now, it's finally time to introduce the highlight of this video, the main course, which is the collector role. It costs 15 gold bars, which you should have by now if you've been following my advice thus far and stocking up on gold by doing all the daily challenges as well as bounties. But for making quick and easy cash, absolutely nothing in this game beats the collector role. In fact, you can break down your cash flow in Red Dead Online into two parts: pre-collector and post-collector. Buried items pay the highest rewards, but they're also harder to find ever since Rockstar randomized the spawn locations for coins as well as jewelry sets. In the current meta, it's a lot easier to make money by focusing on the non-diggable items, for example like the tarot cards, the antique alcohol bottles, the bird eggs, as well as wildflowers. The most important thing to remember here while collecting items is that you get a hefty bonus for providing the complete set to Madame Nazar instead of selling individual pieces. So if you find a tarot card, hold on to it until you found the full set. Otherwise, you're just going to be leaving money on the table by selling solo items, unless you're maxed out on a bunch, and then you could sell some individual to keep stocking up on more. By selling antique alcohol bottles, cards, and eggs, you can easily earn thousands of dollars each day just from 2 hours of gameplay. To facilitate all this collecting, you will need to use the interactive collector's map from Gene Robke. This is a fan-made tool that shows all the spawn points for every single collector's item in this game, along with animal spawns as well as random encounters, and it is updated in real time every single day. This is the perfect tool for finding collectibles, and you won't have to waste any money buying mats from Madame Nazar or wasting your time traveling around. Grinding collector's items for Madame Nazar is neat and all, but you shouldn't forget the monthly event bonuses. These grant additional cash and XP rewards on certain activities and also include weekly discounts and exclusive item rewards. So for example, right now, for the month of July, we're getting triple ability card XP on free roam events, along with triple XP on gang hideouts and triple cash on naturalist free roam events, as well as naturalist sample sales. If you're doing the Telegram missions, you'll be getting double gold, cash, and XP on those. Those, for example, refresh every month, and you should always keep an eye out for activities that are giving a gold or cash bonus. Next, let's talk legendary bounties. These are known to pay more when compared to regular bounties, and they're also some of the most combat-intensive missions you can play in Red Dead Online. However, not all legendary bounties are created equal in this game, and there are actually 3 different tiers that pay different amounts of money depending on how fast you complete them. So here's how they work. Each bounty has a base payout that you get irrespective of how long you take, and then we have a multiplier on top of that that goes up based on the amount of time you spend. Once again, like I mentioned before, there's really not a ton of value in spending 30+ minutes on a mission because everything past 12 minutes is going to deliver diminishing returns, so you're better off doing 2 missions of the same thing rather than one really long one. We can divide the legendary bounties into 3 different tiers: bottom tier, middle tier, and top tier. Bottom tier bounties have a base pay of $100, and each tier you go up increases the base pay by $25. Time-based multipliers remain the same across all tiers, and a Reddit user by the name of PiteRack did the math and came up with the exact multipliers for each minute spent. So for example, you get 1.5 times the base payout at 10 minutes, at 12 minutes, it's 1.55 times the base payout, but beyond this point, the increases to the multiplier become smaller and smaller. So if you spend the full 30 minutes, you will get double the cash. But if you spend just 12 minutes, you're already getting 1.55 times the base payout, and you can spend the other 18 minutes you just saved doing another mission for a much bigger total payout. Top tier bounties consist of Etta Doyle, Tobin Winfield, Carmela Montez, as well as Red Ben Clemson, and they're all worth it because they aren't much harder than the low tier ones, but they do provide a significant boost to your cash payout. The base payout itself is $50 more, but combined with the time multiplier, you will easily be making an extra $75 per mission, which adds up over the course of multiple weeks and months while playing. For grinding money, Etta Doyle is the best bounty to do because you can just cheese the mission by waiting in ambush for her to walk up, then you can hog tie her and run away without firing a single shot, and her gang won't even look back to shoot at you either. It does require a bit of timing on your end, but once you got the hang of it, you can make some easy cash. the trader role, which does require you to deposit animal parts in exchange for goods that are produced, and those can be sold to earn money. This works best in conjunction with the naturalist role, so if you've unlocked the legendary animals, you can stock up on materials pretty fast by doing those sighting missions. If you want to know which legendary animals provide the most supplies, I've linked a handy reference chart in the description of this video that you can follow for details on every single legendary animal. Some of the best ones you can hunt are the cross fox, which will give you 72.19 materials, the Awakta panther for 60.31 materials, the night beaver at 70.63 materials, as well as the Sapa cougar at 80.94 materials. But if you want really fast and easy naturalist hunting missions, go after animals like the Anami elk as well as the banded gator. Their material value isn't going to be super high, especially as the ones I just mentioned in this video, but the missions can go by in 30 seconds to a minute long, so they are super easy to farm. You need 2 materials per trader good produced, so with 200 materials, you will make 100 goods to fill up a large wagon for a sale mission. If you plan on playing this game for the long term, I do feel that Moonshine is going to be better for making money than the trader role, as it's going to be a lot easier here. You don't need to track and hunt animals, you just need a good shack location and a good Moonshine recipe. I always go with the Bayou location because it is right next to its delivery spots in Saint Denis, and you also get the benefit of lots of collectibles that spawn right next to your shack, like wildflowers, as well as berries that are needed to flavor your Moonshine recipes. Next, you need to settle on a good Moonshine recipe. I prefer my favorite, which is berry cobbler. Even though it is a 2-star recipe, and so it's going to sell for a little bit less money than the 3-star recipe, let me explain why. First off, it's extremely easy to make. You can find the canned peaches in the catalog, as well as the raspberry bushes. Those are going to be pretty much everywhere in the game. Second, with berry cobbler, this is the only Moonshine recipe in the game where the buyer is virtually always available. So you can sell Moonshine basically once every hour at that point, even factoring in the delivery times, running and traveling back to your shack, etc. The meta used to be berry crumb, appleberry crumb to be specific, pre-naturalist update, but then it was nerfed and it was changed to berry cobbler, and it's been that way since. If you aren't getting the full $226 per berry cobbler recipe sell, you probably don't have the Moonshine condenser as well as the polished copper still upgrades. The condenser at the Moonshine shack is going to cost you $825, and the polished copper still upgrade is another $875 on top of that. You'll also need to reach rank 15 in the Moonshine role to unlock the master distiller, which reduces the amount of time it takes to make a batch of strong Moonshine from 60 minutes down to just 48 minutes. With this, brew up a batch, sell it, get back to the shack, and initiate the next batch production, all within 1 hour flat. If you want quick Moonshine XP, produce the weak 3-star Moonshine, which takes a lot less time to rank up the role fast. It only affects the price, not the amount of XP you make. And don't forget to do the Moonshine bootlegger missions, which you can do once per 15-minute cooldown. You can do those by talking to Maggie upstairs in your Moonshine shack. And last but not least, create a grinding routine that works for you. This will help you organize all your tasks within the game in a way that prevents unnecessary overlap and reduces downtime between each activity. So basically, what you want to do is set up supplies for your business and go do some activity like hunting or bounties, then come back and do a sell mission, reset the supplies, and repeat. So what is my preferred grind to make cash fast in Red Dead Online? Honestly, it sort of depends on what the monthly event bonuses are. I start with the Trader and Moonshiner all the time. This constitutes my base income for the day, as both of these businesses create money in the background while I do all the other active grinding content. Trader takes 200 minutes for 100 goods to produce, while Moonshiner takes 48 minutes per batch. The thing to remember with the Trader role as well as Moonshiner is Crips and your Moonshine shack will only make goods if you're in the free roam or doing an instanced mission. As soon as you get into a separate mission like a legendary bounty, for example, or a telegram mission, those businesses will stop producing. So what I do here is I start with a Trader resupply, then I go to the Moonshine shack and brew a new batch, and while that's going on, I do a few daily challenges and grab some collector items for my collector role while I'm doing some bounties as well. And I use the time to collect in the middle of a bounty to drag down that timer or increase the amount of time I spend on the mission so I can make some extra gold at that optimal 12-minute mark. This month in specific, we do have the Telegram bonuses, so I'm farming a lot of Telegram missions in my videos and on live streams, but when we have bounty bonuses for a month, you'll see me farming bounties, etc, etc. I have a very malleable grind that really is centered around the monthly bonuses as well as the Moonshine and Trader businesses in this game. Honestly, it's pretty simple. You must first set up your Trader and Moonshine businesses, unlock all the upgrades for them, For there, it's honestly just a matter of resupplying and doing daily challenges or bonus events while they make goods in the background. Once the goods are ready, go on a sell mission, initiate another batch, and repeat that process. Anyways, that's all the time I have for today's video. If you follow my guide and grind daily, you can definitely get $100,000 in a couple of months. You don't need to sit in front of the screen for the entire day. Just log in regularly, do your challenges, do your resupply and sell missions, and you'll be making loads of cash in no time. If you found this video helpful in any way, please leave it a like. Let me know in the comments what I should do and make a guide on next. If you aren't already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I make daily news and guides for both Red Dead Online as well as GTA Online if you're interested. As always, I will see you guys in the next Red Dead video. Until then, adios amigos.